All right, hello and welcome, welcome, welcome. You know the deal. We are back to Terraforming Mars Solo Challenge. A patch did come out, but I mean, nothing here fixes the AI, like the solo terraforming issues that we've been dealing with. So there has apparently, if you look down here, they say that they've moved to Unity Engine. So maybe there are impacts that weren't working right, but are working right. I don't know. Maybe we'll try cards that we previously were not trying. Oh, what am I doing? I'm clicking all over the place. So let's jump in. I started a game and then my microphone wasn't working. Whole thing. Let's figure out what's going on here. We got offered, what is this? Celestic, adding some floater synergy, or Inventrix. There's some potential there. Nothing floater driven really, other than local shading. Local shading's probably fine, getting an income every round. Electro catapult with Lycan would work well, but we need something for some early energy, which we have. We'd also love like a production to keep it happy. I guess that's a little too much to ask for, but like, yeah, let's do it. So Celestic with some floater synergy, plus we'll get more floater cards. We'll go for a bunch of starting metal with these two. I'm picking this heat bump because I like it. So let's take Electro Catapult, Local Shading, Lycan, just because I want something to trade away. Hopefully we can get that soon. Rotator Impacts works well, so does Power Plant. I have a lot of metal that is titanium. They can go into Rotator Impacts and Vesta. I don't know if we want to take more than this. I mean, Ecological Zone, Penguins, and if we ever got Meat Industry, oh my god. But for now, let's not and say we did. What did I get? Atmos Scoop and Dirigibles. Okay. I don't mind that. Let's use some of our metal to get Electro Catapult off the ground. And I do have 3 plants to start the game, so let's go ahead and sell out those plants first. Then we can Rotator Impacts and Vesta, I believe. That'll be a really good use of our starting titanium. Just spend it down, but also get a little bit more coming in. And then $24, I mean, how do you not, right? Dirigibles, we can use Dirigibles on itself, and then local shading with a little discount, and then using our corporation we can load up local shading and get an income every gen. And now, even if I stop loading up local shading, I have 2 floaters that can go on any card every generation, so that should be fine. I don't have any science tags to make this Atmos Scoop an early play, but that's okay. That's okay. We can definitely look to get our heat up because I want to get to minus 24 quickly so I can play that plant tag. So we have a little bit of money that we're holding to the next gen. That keeps our options open. Typically, I would like to take a ocean here from the government just to make sure that I can get the 3 card spot with some adjacency. That's not really needed here, so we'll be fine. We have a Jovian and a Venus, so mining quota would be great for us. Great Dam would be great. Floating Habs is a 1/2 point floater card, so that also has a ton of value for us. We're selling out these plants, which is great. We're pushing up our Venus early, which is awesome. Celestic is comboing well with local shading just to get us a little bit of income. And Dirigibles can start stacking some discounts for things like Floating Habs. I mean, this is a good point card later. I certainly don't feel like I need it early. I think one of the best investments we can make right now is just to standard project this heat bump. That gets us an income and a heat income. And then boom, we can get our Lycan played. And now I don't have to worry about running out of plants the turn after next. It also means I can use the government to push other things, but we don't have any heat income or much else going on. Maybe we do just focus on the government getting us a couple of early oceans, and if we can't get any heat income, we'll go back to heat. 6% for Thermophiles. Thermophiles is another way of pushing Venus. That's lovely. Science tags for anti-grav is the big one here. And if I can get mining quota, then I obviously can also get Omnicourt, and that's another way of getting the TR that we need for the 63 TR. So let's just be super aggro, grab everything we could possibly want, keep synergizing for income, and here, and then with the 2 titanium we've built up over the last couple gens, boom. I don't have any science tags, so my first one won't unlock this. So we can still chill out here, but thermophiles at 6% seems nice. We could push once with the government and once with our impactor and be fine. Again, though, I have $19, so I feel like I'm really leaving a lot of engine building behind, but that's going to have to be okay. Hopefully we get a stronger draft this gen. Something to do. I mean, Subcross, that's 2 science tags, which we don't have. That's fine. Domed Crater is a good way of getting those 3 cards, especially if I'm not getting the science, right? So Celestic onto local shading. We'll keep making sure that income comes in. Let's keep selling this plant. Yeah, I can't get the 2 science tags. I can get some energy, though, which opens up the city. The problem is that before playing the city, I'd really love to have an ocean here. But 3 card draw is pretty good, right? The only, like, if I buy the ocean first, I don't have enough for it. But I would have enough for thermophiles. So maybe we do just take it a little slow. 1 more standard project. A very cheap Venus card because I've been stacking up discounts. And I could buy a heat bump even, but I mean, again, I'm holding cash, and that's not a good sign that we don't have enough cards worth playing to spend our money. How are we doing overall, though? 19 TR, right? So we've gotten 5 so far, plus 4 income is 9 income total. Ugh. $3 worth of titanium, so 12. $3 worth of dirigibles, 15 if you really count it in our favor. That's not a good sign. Thankfully, we are still getting income here. We have a Jovian terraforming mechanism here and here, 2 of them. So that's looking pretty good. Our energy and heat is kind of abysmal, and our plants are bad. But hopefully that will change, I guess. We also don't have a bunch of oceans secured either, so, like, I don't know. This is kind of a terrible run. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that will change. Let's take a heat bump just so we're ready to get the next heat income. We'll take an ocean and some steel. Urbanized area really isn't doing us favors on this map. I mean, you could put our city here and urbanize around, but it's too point centric. So let's just take what we can get. Get our minerals. Get our subterranean reservoir. Do I just put it here? I mean, I have plants, right? So, like, let's put this here. And now, like, if I were to put it down for, say, 2 plants instead of this money back adjacency, yeah, I guess that makes the most sense. I should have done a bunch of my other actions first, but this allows me to put the greenery down, pick up that plant and steel, and then turn around and sell the plant after. So back to our local shading, get some income. Rotator impacts needs to be loaded up with the 2 titanium, which is a nice little engine we have. Dirigibles gives us $3 off, and this is also loaded up and ready to go. So we have 2 Venus pumps loaded up for next gen. For the sake of argument here, I've played this science tag just in case I've missed something. Shuttles was a good pickup, though. Is one of the 3 cards we just got. A nice discount. These are both really like late game vanity point cards. So once again, you know what? I'm an idiot. Had I not played, if I look at the log, had I not played Search for Life, I would have $14. I could just buy this heat bump and get a heat income, at least some value. So that was a pretty big misplay. I mean, it's $1 and a heat income that we're not getting, even though we had the cash to chase it. We'll have the government help with the oxygen, though. The goal being that we're going to push... we're going to push the oxygen for shuttles, which is going to be nice. Space elevators is a huge win here. There's also a big reason to go after a science tag for my antigrav. And then also, I need steel to sell to space elevator, which I can do with Subcrust getting me an earth tag that I'm missing for mining quota and Omnicord. I'd like to grab algae and greenhouses, but, and this really sucks because they would be good, I can't lower my money that far, basically, and still be able to play all this stuff. So here we are again, not using that steel, so I can turn around and sell. And then we have the Venus bumps that we've been planning on. Commercial district, I mean, again, it's just not really paying out the way I want it to. We can keep getting our income here, and we can keep getting our discounts. I don't have enough to go for Subcrust. Man, I might end up playing... I feel like I'm going to end up playing my frickin' commercial district just so I can get a steel next gen. That would be sad. I have $22. Man, I have to, like... I don't want to buy a standard project heat bump because I'm going to get one next gen anyway. But, like, I need $20 for Subcross. So, hold the cash. Be patient. Get the heat. Trust in the heart of the cards because otherwise your run is dead anyway, quite frankly. This is good. I don't need more floaters. It hurts me because I would love to do this stuff, but I can't. Jovians for oceans? Dude, no, man. No. Stay the course. Stay the course. Okay, sell a plant. How do I get a steel? The only way to get a steel is to commercial district for steel. And I'm going to get a point out of it as well. Maybe open up some plant grabbing. Then I'm going to play a science tag. I mean, I may as well put it on this as much as I can put it on any of the other stuff. Sell the steel. Grab you, which lets me play mining quota. Very important. Now I have steel every gen. Dirigibles onto local shading. Very helpful. Celestic onto dirigibles. Again, we're stacking up nice discounts for those Jovian things. Or Venusian things. Let's get our card draw. Quantum Extractor. Okay, now we're really cooking. We got another space discount science tag. We just need to get our 4th science tag. Then that's my 5th. And then 2 more and we're here. Atmos Scoop is nice. Deep Well Heating is probably nicer. Freya Biodomes. I'm surprised I can already play this. I've never even considered playing this early. But the 2 Venusian microbes is an earlier Venus bump. So it's actually probably worth doing. Even though these could be like 2 1-point animals, 1 more Venus bump is actually supporting the terraform. So let's do that. I could have actually got the bump this gen if I, again, played more efficiently, but we're not doing that, that's for sure. 16 money income is nice, though, especially when you consider that we're selling a steel and a titanium for extra value. If I could get to 5% oxygen, we'd be really cute. Symbiotic fungus is huge. Lake Marineris and a 1-point animal. I mean, that's pretty great. Minus 14 isn't too far away. I'm wondering, because I have so little... Oh, I didn't do that click last gen, did I? I could have loaded it. Yeah, I think I messed that up. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by my own plays here. I have so little heat income and no energy spilling over until I can get some more science tags that it's probably worth still investing in standard project heat bumps. Or I could just ammo scoop. Honestly, ammo scoop for 2 heat bumps, because I shouldn't need that many Venus bumps, makes sense to me. I can load up dirigibles for now, and that means that I can play symbiotic fungus this generation. I can still sell steel. And that lets me keep thermophiles pretty much loaded up. I mean, I should be able to basically use it 3 generations in a row. Yeah, and then Omnicourt, keep it coming. I could floating Habs. It's a bit of a vanity card, but why don't we? Why don't we chase some points with some floaters, you know? Not that my economy is that strong, but I mean, $17 is okay. The fact that I have 2 sellables is pretty big. Equatorial Magnetizer is hilarious considering I have no energy, so let's not do that. I mean, I'm just missing like basically a single science tag, and then I get a huge space discount, I get more energy, I get everything, right? But until I get that single discount, we ain't there, man. We're not it. Let's keep these bumps going. So there's the bonus TR. Orbital reflectors, I mean, look, I still want 1 science tag. Come on. Nope. And I also don't have the energy to play my my shuttles, which is also frustrating because that's another discount. Though I'd really like to just get the energy from playing Quantum Extractor, because then I would get the discount from that and the energy I need to play the shuttles. We need a lot of oceans. The heat is kind of coming. Floating Habs can waste its money on itself. I mean, I have so much cash, right? What a sad state. What can I terraform that would make sense here? Like, is it oxygen? Is it oceans? I mean, I guess it's orbital reflector, right? That's $8 for quite a few bumps. Titan shuttle, I mean, like, may as well get some heat implants coming in. I could greenery. I probably need to buy greeneries before the game is over. Sure. We only have 36 TR, but that's fine. That's fine. We need a lot of oceans. We have Lake Marineris to get us most of the way. This could be a good chance to actually get an ocean on this blank spot. Meat industry. I mean, I don't really have animals, but I'm always going to take meat industry for the synergy. Miranda Resort is not it, but we'll take the loan. This is like, I don't know, man. We're Gen 10. We have half the terraforming left to do, but it feels okay. I'm going to stop selling plants. Probably should have stopped selling plants some time ago, but that's fine. Now that we have 2 steel income, right? So it's not too bad. The fish will be pretty playable with Eos Chasma and our meat industry. If I can get an ocean here, I'm very willing to play Great Dam to get us into that pocket. That pocket full of sunshine. Local shading isn't worth loading up anymore. So let's load up dirigibles, keep our Venus tags cheap. I don't mind investing in floating Habs into itself, but I'm not gonna put everything that could be dirigibles into it, right? Like, it's just not... I don't want to go all in. I don't know that I have a Venus tag to play, though, so maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Still, let's get an ocean here, and then get the Great Dam. That gets us the energy. The Great Dam gives us the energy that I can play shuttles with. I could play... Well, yeah, I think we play shuttles. And then we can get in on these things. The fact is, I'm so close to... I'm going to get this heat bump right from the track, and if I do, then I can have the government do more oxygen for us. So let's do that as well. No science for me, though. Big sad. Still, I mean, this is kind of okay. We're kind of making a city spot around here if I just loop. Oxygen. Noctis City, Nitrolithic. Bribe Committee would help with the TR, but I don't want to go that far off message, you know? Noctis City is just like a nice maybe. Well, I already have a city in hand that's cheap, Immigrant City. So let's not. Let's try and like actually win, you know? Just try and win. What's the chances? Well, we certainly can't get a science tag. We also are being offered something that requires us to have 3 plant tags, and it's kind of awkward because I don't want to play Eos Chasma National Park before fish, especially with meat industry. But like, dude, that plant income heat bump is too big to pass up. I don't think, how much? I have $80? Well, alright. Asteroid, 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 asteroid. And again, fish is one more. I can't get it. Well, I have the loan, but I still can't get nitrogen-rich asteroid in a way that makes sense. We're gonna have 1 heat bump. Yeah, a lot of things could be efficient. Look, I'm gonna play meat industry and play fish because part of the game is not just winning, it's scoring enough points. So that goes here, that loads you up. What would I get with the loan? I don't actually have enough for Eos Chasma. I don't have any Venus tags. This can load itself. Impactor can impact. So I'm missing a couple Venus bumps. I'm missing some oxygen. I'm not going to worry about dirigibles. I'm just going to play on to floating habs for some points. And we're going to hope the last gen goes decent. I mean, I had to buy so many heat bumps just now. If they offer me Deimos down, I'm going to basically cry. But I still need heat bumps, so, you know. A giant ice asteroid even, maybe? Atalanta Planitia is the science tag I've been waiting on. And Magnetic Field Dome gives me a chance to go for the TR. But, like, no, dude. I don't want to go for the TR. I want to go for a full terraform. How frustrating is that? So with the 3 floaters, that's basically free. Opens Quantum, opens Aerial, opens Inventors. Wow. Still, even with that though, like the cards we got are not so hot. Ugh. No, dude. I mean, look, Jetstream Microscrapers is interesting because I could load it up. Like, it's certainly not impossible to get some value from it. But it's still, like, $12, you know? Like, and I'd have to give up 2 floaters. I have to give up a point to do it instead of just spending 15, you know? But a $3 discount, like, I'm at the point that a $3 discount is kind of big. It's kind of big. Let me do an Eos Chasma National Park, mostly because it gives me a greenery and a fish for some money back. And we'll do this card draw. Advanced GHGs is not helpful. Yeah, dude, I don't see it, man. This this card here has no thermophiles. I mean, you at a breakpoint on floating habs? You are. All right, well, standard project to greenery, because you know you need that. Standard project in ocean? Like, dude. I ain't made of money. I'm just dead. I'm so dead. All right. If I'm dead, do I just play Inventors Guild? Like, if I'm dead, I mean, look, I still have the. Oh God. All right. So for Jetstream Microscrapers with Celestic, we put one on dirigibles. Then we play Jetstream Microscrapers with a discount. Then we put dirigible onto it. Then we spend $2, despite the fact that a floater just saved us a single, or $3, so just net a single one. That is another bump. Okay. What is your name? What is your quest? What is your favorite color? This is basically a bump. Like, whatever, I'll do that. It's fine. So we need one of everything. One of everything. I could greenery for $6 back, sell my cards, and have enough to buy a heat bump, and that at least gets me something. At least gets me 63 TR. I could also buy an ocean and do the same, but I may as well do a greenery if I can. I can't put it beside my city though, which is annoying. And I didn't get my anti-grav. I didn't get to play my science synergies. I didn't get to go to the moon. I also don't have enough to do a single check of finding life with wherever it is. Search for life. What a sad run. I mean, we're still only 2 steps away from winning. But, like, without any city points... And, well, 30 points on cards is actually surprisingly good. I only got 3 points worth of floaters, so I'm not even sure how we got 2 out of 3 here. We actually did a 63 TR and 100 points, and we're somehow just 2 steps away from everything else. Where did these points come from? Shipyard, Crater, this is nothing. This is like 1. I guess Subcrust is a card draw that I value, but it also has 2 points on it, which is nice. It's very expensive, though. It slowed our tempo like crazy. Methane from Titan, because we literally played this because we had nothing else to do, basically, with our money. Every gen, we had nothing to do with our money. 3 fish, okay. Atalanta was also big at the end. We picked up Late Marineris. Yeah, I mean, what can I say? Except... 2 out of 3 is okay, but Terraforming the Planet is the most important one, so I don't know what we're talking about. It's still a loss. I'll see you next time. Ciao for now.